Hey, what's up, guys? It's Mike, the Traveling Trucker on YouTube. I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I'm asked quite often. I'm asked if trucking is still worth it in 2024. I mean, should you go out and get your CDL? Do you want to do this kind of job? There are some good things and some bad things, just like any other job out there, but I figured I'd go over some of the basics. And if you are interested, I'm going to make another video explaining what you have to do to get your CDL, how the whole process works, what the requirements are, and how long it'll take, as well as how much it'll cost. Because I'm sure you're wondering. But, anyways, first off, right now I'm in Pecos, Texas. We are on the I-20, almost at the I-10 actually, headed towards El Paso, Texas. And just so that you know, like all my other videos, or most of them, should I say, these are 360-degree videos. What that means is you'll be able to move the camera in any direction that you want, whether that be up, down, left, right. You can look out the driver's window, the passenger's window, or the windshield, or look at the floor. Maybe my dog Marley will come over. But anyways, make sure that you are aware you can move it. I'm not sure where the camera is going to be facing when I start this, but in the top right corner, I'll make sure to put a video of just me so you can see me while you are looking around. I'll also try to see if I can throw up some stats of some interesting information like elevation or speed, things like that. Just a little something to entertain you while we talk. So anyways, first off, I have to say, I really appreciate you guys liking the videos. I really appreciate you guys subscribing. It means a lot to me. You guys have no idea. I've never had a YouTube channel before. This is probably my first actual video. And it might be a little small to start with, but I think it's a pretty good start. I plan to do plenty more interesting things. I've mentioned some before, talking about current news, things that are going on, and really what it's like to be a truck driver, plus different video shots, which will soon come next week. I should be able to do some really cool shots next week. So, anyways, if you have time, please like and subscribe. I know everybody asks, but it means a lot. It gives me a reason to keep making videos and getting better at this. And, who knows where it'll go. But either way, it definitely kills my time talking to you guys. And if you ever have any comments or questions, whatever that might be, you just leave it down in the box below. And I will reply within 24 hours. I'm pretty active on YouTube as far as the channel goes. So please don't be afraid to ask. Anyways, let's get into it. So, is truck driving still worth it in 2024? Yeah, I would say it's still worth it, although it's not as easy to answer that as it was a few years back, like during COVID time. I am an owner-operator. I've been driving for 6 years now. I started off as a company driver, just like you probably will too, if you're interested in this kind of thing. But there are some key points to mention, and I don't want to discourage you, but I am going to start off with the negatives. The first thing that I want to talk about is it's lonely out here. If you're going to be by yourself driving out on these roads, we drive up to 11 hours a day. I mean, that's not even in a 24-hour period. We drive 11 hours and then we take a 10-hour break. Then we just start it all over again, another 11 hours. We do get, a 30-minute break, and, you can set your schedule any way that you want to set it, as long as you pick up the load on time and you deliver the load on time. I guess that's more of a good thing than it is a negative. But the fact that it's lonely, it can get pretty depressing. It's a very emotional kind of job. When I first started driving, I ended up getting a dog. I've had Marley now for a little over 6 years, and I don't think you can see him, I'm not sure, but he's down over here, laying down on his bed, passed out, sleeping, kind of like what he always does. But every now and then he'll come over, and I'm sure you'll see him at some point in one of these videos. But I had to get a dog because it was way too much being by myself. And yeah, you have a phone, you can talk to anybody you want, you can make YouTube videos like I'm doing right now, but it gets boring. It really does. Now, when you first start driving, some advantages that you have is you get to explore the country, and a lot of truckers do this job because they want to explore. Then you've got a lot of truck drivers that don't mind driving, but are really in it for the money, which most of us are. But whatever your idea is, just go what you think is best. Maybe this job isn't for you. Maybe it is. Uh, with it being emotional and depressive, if that's the right word, uh, there's also physical. Uh, when I started driving, I want to say, well, let's just say that I was skinny. That was 6 years ago. I gained about 100 pounds, and I've lost about 40 pounds recently. So I was a lot worse. But I just recently got into a diet, and it's something that you're definitely going to have to do. In the past, for me, before I started driving trucks, I mean, I could eat anything, do whatever I wanted. It really didn't matter. I wasn't gaining any weight. But sitting in a seat all day and then pretty much living in a prison cell, that's what I call the cab. Prison cell with amenities. But you're sitting in the seat all day, you're driving. Yeah, you get to pull over, take a break, go for a walk, bring the dog out, go check out some different, you know, um, activities that you could do in the area. Of course, there's plenty of that stuff, but again, you're still sitting in the seat for up to 11 hours every single day. So you're not doing much physically, and you are going to gain weight. Truck stops, they want to take up all your money, they charge you extra, but even worse, they're going to throw in McDonald's, Subway, Arby's, Taco Bell, you name it, it's there. Hot dogs, hamburgers, everything that's bad for you is available at a truck stop. And driving something as large as a semi truck, you can't just go wherever you want to go. I mean, even going to a grocery store can be pretty difficult, depending on how large the parking lot is, if you can actually fit in there. So the physical side of this job really sucks. I know a lot of people out there will tell you, oh, being a truck driver is so easy. It is to an extent, but keep in mind there are quite a bit of downfalls, and there is a big reason why we get paid so much to do what we're doing. Which brings me to the next thing. If you have a wife, a husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, if you have kids, this may not be the option for you. It is very difficult to stay away from the people that you love, even including family. It sucks sometimes. I mean, maybe for some people it's a good thing to take a break from others. Um, and some don't want to take breaks. They would rather be home. And you're probably thinking, well, if that was the case, I could just be a local truck driver. That is an option, but there is also a downfall to that. In order for you to be a local truck driver, you're going to want to have at least bare minimum 3 months of OTR experience, which is over the road experience, which is what I'm doing right now. And you're not going to make as much as you would if you were doing OTR versus local. Local is obviously not going to pay as much, but it is your normal 9 to 5 kind of job. And you can go back home every day and probably get the weekends off. You can spend time with your family, and that if that's the case, then that'll work out perfectly fine. But the fact that you have to have at least 3 months of OTR experience for any local company to want to hire you does make it a hassle. So keep that in mind. If you do want to drive trucks, but your main goal is to do local work, you know, you're going to have to be out for at least 3 months. And I would recommend at least a year of OTR experience. You know, I'm sure there are a few other trucking companies you might be able to work with no experience, but I wouldn't recommend it. And it's likely not going to pay much. Remember, the more experience you have, even if you're doing the same thing in trucking, you're going to end up getting paid more money. So the best amount of experience that you can have for pretty much anything is usually 2 years. Anything over 2 years, and you're pretty much set. You should be able to work pretty much anywhere you want to work. But again, something to keep in mind. So it is a bit of a rough job, and we get paid so much because we're out here on the road, like I said, living in a prison cell. Um, but either way, there are positive things. Being able to go around and explore the country, you take your 10-hour breaks. It could be anywhere you want. I mean, anywhere on your route, as long as you're not going off route. But how if you just want to go to a restaurant or stop at a movie theater, I mean, even if you wanted to go to an amusement park or something, I mean, you could pretty much do anything. You might have to get a Lyft or an Uber ride, but there's a lot of things you can do, and more importantly, just exploring and seeing like the scenery. I know over here right now, if you guys look around, I'm in Texas. A lot of Texas is flat land, and I realize there's not much to look at right now. I apologize for that. Probably should have picked a different place to make the video, but either way, this is something that you get to explore and see and learn for yourself. I've been to every state except for Hawaii and Alaska, and there's obvious reasons for that. You've got to cross over the border of Canada to get to Alaska, and Hawaii, well, you can't drive a truck in the ocean. So, but I've been to every state so many times, and it's great. I've learned a lot about the country. I've learned a lot about routes, you know, what states look like. I was actually even able to decide where I wanted to live because I've been to every state. I've done the research on the ones that I like. But there's all different reasons why trucking is great. I can talk on the phone, I can listen to music, make videos on YouTube. I can do anything that I want as long as I deliver that load on time and I pick up next load on time. Really, that's it. You make your own schedule. You do what you want to do. You want to drive nights, drive nights. You want to drive days, drive days. It really doesn't matter what you want to do. So it's a very lenient, laid back kind of job, which is really cool. Um, but if you guys are interested in getting your CDL, I'll try to make a video explaining what the process is. And really, it's not that bad. You could literally be a truck driver in about less than a month and a half if you really wanted to. And you could start bringing in the money. How much do you make? Right now, I mean, I'm not going to go in, crazy, but if you were to start out at a company job doing OTR, I would say you're probably going to end up being around maybe $1,300 take home after taxes per week. That could fluctuate. Please don't take my numbers serious. I mean, everything's constantly changing, and it really depends on what company you're working for, if they have any sign-on bonuses, things like that. As you work your way up, it's not very difficult to find a job as a company driver that'll pay around $2,000 a week. Then you can level up like I did, and you can become an owner-operator. So you have an owner-operator, then you have an independent owner-operator. Right now, I'm just an owner-operator, working on being an independent owner-operator. Things are a bit rough at the moment with the way the market is, but I can make anywhere from $1,500 a week in profit. It really depends. And let me just tell you that that's really not all that great right now, because few years back, I was doing so much better, but you know, everything in the economy and the country, just everything going on is definitely affecting the trucking industry. But overall, do I still think it's worth driving trucks? Yeah, I do. There's a lot of jobs out there that just don't even compare to this. The freedom that you get, and not to mention the money. You know, the money's still not bad actually, but understand that it's not as easy as people think it is. You know, it can be a very stressful job too. I mean, having to deal with a bunch of idiots on the road, dealing with crashes, having to avoid accidents. I actually had a guy pulling a U-Haul trailer and a pickup truck in the middle of the night flip, and he rolled over in the median, almost hit my truck. That was a pretty crazy day. I do not have any videos of that one, but there's a lot of things that happen out in these roads that most people just don't see. But when you're pulling off over 1 million miles of driving, you know, and however many years that you've been driving, you see a lot of stuff out here, a lot of stuff. But it might be stressful, but I'm telling you, I still think that it's worth it. Anyways, I hope this video helps out a little bit. I know it's real basic, but I figured it was a good start. And again, like I said, I'll make a video on what do you have to do to get into getting your CDL A license. But until then, guys, again, please, I really would appreciate it if you could like and subscribe to these videos. You know, it really helps out a lot. Even if you just want to hit subscribe and shut off the notification. I mean, I hope you do leave a notification on, but, you know, even just subscribing really makes a huge difference. I have really good ideas that I don't want to mention right now, but you'll see the ideas that'll be coming up soon. And I'd like to be fairly active as far as posting even shorts, anything that I can find to entertain you guys. And not only that, just be able to see some of the little things that I see out on the road driving trucks. And if you do want to drive trucks, the things that you'll see. Anyways, guys, I'm going to sign out. Hope this video was helpful. Again, like and subscribe. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down in the comments so everybody else can see it, and I will get back with you within 24 hours. I am pretty quick about it, so. All right, guys, take it easy.